is your Classic Metal Show right here on the ClassicMetalShow.com. That, of course, is Weapons of Anew from the live tour EP. That one was called Sundown. And on the line right now to talk about the sun going up and the sun going down and the sun shining on the tour of Weapons of Anew, it is Bassist Reno of Weapons of Anew. Reno, how are you, man?
What's up, dude? I'm good, man. How are you?
I am good, man. Well, dude, it's been quite the year and a half or so for Weapons of Anew. You guys came up from relatively, nowhere, and you released a great CD with the Collision of Love and Hate, and you went on tour with a lot of big bands, and you saw a lot of people. So why don't we start there, man? Maybe talk a little bit about, both the release of the first record as well as, the great tours that you've gotten to go out on.
We actually got Alter Bridge. It's like 2016,
right?
Something like that. It was a while ago. Right before the record came out, and then when we came home, we were actually in the studio recording it at that time, and the tour came up. It was our first tour, and we jumped on it. So it was them in Nonpoint. It was a really great time, and then we came home, we finished that up, and got it out to the people.
No question, man. And then, go ahead.
Then we went out with Tesla in support of that in 2017. Great time, great bunch of dudes. Saw the country, changed a bunch of flat tires on the bus, and great time. And then we just did this tour with Scott, and we thought, it'd be cool. We had so much, stuff captured and content. That'd be a nice gift for the fans for the holiday, for all the support and everything, to put out a 3-song live EP and a special acoustic version of the song
This Moment.
A moment on an acoustic version, which once we got off the tour, we came home and kind of got in the studio and knocked that out. So it's pretty cool. I actually have it in the CD player in my car right now.
Very cool, man. Well, dude, like you said, you've toured with a wide array of bands, whether it's Stapp or whether it's Tesla or Alter Bridge or Metal Allegiance. Show bands that have definitely different tastes, musical taste from their fans. How did you guys go about approaching each different one? Did you do it differently, or did you just say, well, this is what we are and this is what we're bringing?
I think it was, a lot of it was like, this is what we are, this is what we're bringing. I mean, maybe for Tesla, we pulled out like one song that was, substituted one song for another, like here and there. But we kind of just are who we are, and we do what we do, and, we just try and, bring it 100% every time, and hopefully it connects. And, so far we've had really great responses from everybody, and, winning them over, one handshake at a time after the set at the merch table.
No question, man. And that's one of the things that you guys do differently from a lot of other bands, is that you make yourselves accessible, when a lot of bands these days, they'll say, yeah, you can meet us for $20 or $50 or whatever. You guys, you play your set, and then you're doing it almost the old school way, where it's like, okay, come meet us at the merch booth. Let's talk about what you're into, and let's connect. It's refreshing.
I mean, it's one of the best parts, dude. We announced, we Ray up there telling everybody, we'll be there right after the set, and do we walk off the stage, grab a towel and a bottle of water, and just stand out here and, try and connect with people. I think it's awesome that, we have the ability to do that. We're all really very personable and, eccentric in our own ways. And, I don't think I'm really that important of a human being to charge somebody money to meet me. I'm just a regular dude, you know what I mean? I like playing bass with my bros and playing good rock and roll. And, it's, that's what it's about. It's about just meeting people and connecting. I think that's definitely an area that we excel at.
Sure. Now for you, Reno, how different does this band feel now versus when it was an idea, that I believe was you and Freddie kind of put together? How different does it feel now that you've done several tours and you've done, a record and a live release? I've got to think that it's grown quite a bit for you.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely more mature. We definitely know what to expect going into situations, Alter Bridge was my first, really, really big tour. I was doing touring work with, Freddie's old band Havoc way back in the day when Greg left. So I kind of, had my eyes open to how it goes, but, things have changed so much, and we're so much more mature and level-headed and know what to expect, and, kind of how to just, go about the day and, deal with anything that comes up. And I mean, it's awesome. We're super blessed just to, be a part of the, these guys allowing us to go with them and pushing our brand and not limiting us to, like, oh, hey, you're the opener, like just go stand in the corner kind of stuff.
Right.
And it's fun. You know what I mean? It's like, I think more or less we've become a well-oiled machine as far as just dealing with life on the road and just going up and, performing to the best of our ability, no matter how long the drive is, or, if you don't get a shower, or you don't sleep in a bed, or you're driving through the night, like, this is what we love to do. So we definitely try and, send that across no matter what situation is,
Sure.
So I definitely say we're far more mature than we were, 2 years ago. We definitely upped the production and lights and smoke bombs and all kinds of stuff. Like, so it's definitely kind of coming into its own. It's actually pretty cool.
Awesome. Now, how different is it from the first tour to now, as far as when you guys go out there? Because obviously on the first tour, you go out there and everybody's standing there, sitting there with their arms crossed, waiting for the next band to come, and you got to prove it every night. Did you find more in the more recent touring that people knew the material from the start and were singing along or were rocking out to it, or is it still one of those battles that you got to win them every single song every night?
I mean, maybe a little bit. You see, people, especially in places that we've been, like, know us or know some songs, and I'll see it. Like, even we were just out in Anaheim with Metal Allegiance, and, like, we had a couple people or some dude, like, he drove like 9 hours to come and see us, you know what I mean? And there he is in the front row, like, singing all the songs, and, like, so it's definitely starting in the very infantile stages to, like, take shape, where you, like, see people, I'll remember people from the time that we were there, they'll remember me, so it's kind of cool. But I mean, you still got to fight to win them over, no one knows what to expect, you know what I mean? And I remember what it's like when I would go see the band I want to see and have to sit through opening bands, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, sometimes you pay attention, sometimes you don't, but, we really try and bring it as hard as we can and kind of get people's attention. So, halfway through or by the end, they're like, holy crap, like, who are these guys? These
Right.
guys are awesome. I never heard of them before. And like,
yeah,
they're pretty awesome.
Nothing
so
wrong.
It's cool.
Yeah. And that's such a hard thing. I as a failed musician, I know it is such a hard thing to push through, especially at the beginning, because the music's good. You feel that you've done your best work. You feel that you're kicking ass, and just watching people at the beginning sometimes with that dead stare where they're more interested in talking to their buddy over a beer than they are in hearing you. There's a mental toughness that people don't realize that goes into actually doing that.
Yeah, I mean, you get used to it. It's it can be daunting if you don't really have any experience with that. But I mean, dude, I played enough shows in my day, or
Right.
to know buddies, or what I mean, empty rooms, and 20 people where everybody has something better to do than listen to what you're doing. So like in my time in just playing, I've developed a kind of a resistance to that thing, what I
Sure.
mean? And at least when I'm on stage, on my side of the stage, like, yeah, direct eye contact, like, hi, I'm up here, I'm doing my thing. I'm up here rocking it for you. Like, let's get involved and try to engage the people as best you can. So they kind of take notice.
No question, man. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm going to guess that for you guys, even though the Collision of Love and Hate is a super well produced and great sounding record, that everything for Weapons is about the live setting, that's where you win people, that's where you're gonna, if the band is gonna grow to the next level, it's all gonna be won on the live stage. Is that accurate for you?
I mean, for the most part, I mean, we're definitely, we're in the process of working on the material now, so we're trying to win people there also, you know what I mean? And try and put out something that, comes across where people will take notice, you know what I mean, without losing like our edge and our personalities in it. But yeah, we're 100% like a live band, you know what I mean? Like, I look at it like this, if you haven't heard of us, you come out to the show and you see us, you've heard of us now.
Right.
You know what I mean? We're sparking some interest out there.
No question.
And it's what we do. It's what we love to do. You know
Sure.
what I mean?
No question, man. Well, dude, talk a little bit about the I guess it's the bonus track more or less on the EP, which is the rework of This Moment, which is a pretty heavy song normally, and it's still, I mean, it's heavy in its own way in the acoustic performance, but it's a really cool reworking of the song, a really nice arrangement to what is a heavy song. You know, what prompted you guys to rework that one?
That was like Freddie and Ray's brainchild, more or less. We did like an acoustic set while we were out with Scott, and then we did some radio stuff. We were out there. We went out to Will Rock, and we did the SDR show with Ralph in New York City when we played in Manhattan. And it was like, oh, this is kind of cool the way we were playing it, and it had like a different kind of vibe, but it still captured like the essence of the song and the emotion, like, and the feelings that Ray were trying to convey. So when we came home, we were like, what are you thinking about, do an acoustic song? And it just kind of, developed from there. So it was cool. It was like, oh yeah, this is actually like pretty awesome. We're not like, known for being acoustic, you know what I mean?
Right.
But to have it come out so good and like, polished and still kind of, I think even more so sometimes than the record when I listen to it, that it really just captures that emotional content is pretty awesome.
No, it definitely is, man. Well, dude, not a secret. Ray also put out a record this year with Spread Eagle, and I know they did some shows. Did that affect you guys at all, or was that just during downtime for you guys, or where did that fit in?
I don't necessarily think it did. I mean, I think he tries to just keep those two things separate. You know what I mean? I don't really know, like what their schedule is, except when I see it online and stuff like that, or like, like he just tries to keep it as conflicting as he can as far as dates or timetables or stuff like that. So, it really hasn't been like a hindrance to anything that we're doing,
Okay. Very cool, man. Now, Reno, you mentioned that you guys are working on new material. What do you have any kind of timeline yet, or are you guys still just kind of working through ideas, or where are you at with that?
We're pretty deep into the process. I don't have a solid day to give you yet, but It's definitely in the works, you know what I mean? And we're just trying to, almost finishing touches part of the situation, but not quite just yet. But definitely we're thinking hopefully sometime this year.
Okay. Very good, man. Well, dude, as you know, I'm a fan, and I guess I'm part of the team on some level, but I'm definitely happy for you guys that you're getting these cool tours. I love the live tour EP. People should definitely check it out, either buy it. Where can they buy it? Or I know they can listen to it on all the streaming places, but can they buy it as well?
I believe it's also available on our merch store, manicmerch.com.
Okay.
And just search Weapons of Anew. You can buy it on Amazon. I actually got an email the other day that it is there. I know it's on Spotify and all that good stuff, and Apple Music, so it's available and it's out there.
Very cool. All right, man. Well, you know the drill, man. We always ask the artist to pick a closing track from the new record and maybe tell us a quick story about it. So what should we wrap this one up with?
Oh man, you know what never gets played, dude? I'm gonna take a selfish moment. Can you play Brave?
Sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Why Brave?
That's our opener.
Why is that?
It's it's our opener. It's our attention grabber, and I like it. There's some great parts in it, and it really just kind of gets me going. You know what I mean? Like no matter what is going on in the day, before the show, and it's
right.
like the intro kicks in, and then all of a sudden it's time to friggin' go. Like that's the it's go time song. You know what I mean?
Sure. Absolutely. Well, let's check it out right now. It is Weapons of Anew. It is Brave right here on your Classic Metal Show.